American history was just made and the deep state just got served. James Comey, the former FBI director who spent years targeting President Trump, has been indicted on federal charges of obstruction of justice and perjury. And this isn't just another political story, folks. This is a moment we've been waiting for since 2016. This is the same man who reopened Hillary's email investigation days before the election, who refused to pledge loyalty to our duly elected president, who got fired and then spent years on a revenge tour, is now facing serious federal charges. But what they're hiding will shock you. So here's my question for you, patriots in the comments. Do you think this indictment is the beginning of real accountability for the deep state operatives who tried to undermine our republic? I think yes. Let me know if you agree or not, because what happened in that grand jury room changes everything for America. And the evidence they found, it's about to expose the entire corrupt system. So my name's Tom. I'm with the Daily Beltway. I'm also publisher of the Illinois Review and a White House correspondent for the Next News Network. Make sure you guys hit subscribe. We're a growing channel, and every like, comment, and subscription helps us grow. Even a thumbs up in the comment does more than you guys could ever understand. So I'm going to get right to it. Here's the indictment announcement.
Welcome back. Breaking right now. Tonight, a major update to a story we brought to you earlier in the hour. A grand jury has just handed down an indictment for former FBI Director James Comey. The Justice Department accuses Comey of lying to Congress while under oath back in 2020. Let's bring in David Spunt with all the breaking details. David, what can you tell us?
Well, Jillian, we are waiting to get the actual details of the indictment. We're just told that an indictment has been handed up against the former FBI Director James Comey. So I don't want to speculate on the actual charges yet until I see the paper in hand. That's the only responsible thing to do. But we know that James Comey, the former FBI Director, has been indicted. We're waiting to see if there's any sort of comment from the Justice Department.
So they don't have the charges, but the internet does since that video came out. So what exactly happened is a federal grand jury indicted James Comey on 2 counts. First count is obstruction of justice and perjury. Reports say the charges stem from false testimony he gave before the Congress in 2020 and actions that allegedly interfere with a congressional investigation. The Department of Justice claims Comey withheld or misrepresented critical information to lawmakers, obstructing the work of oversight committees. He knew what the Crossfire Hurricane was doing. He knew it the whole time. And President Trump wasted no time on celebrating on Truth Social. He wrote that justice had finally been delivered and called Comey corrupt. For conservatives, this was a long time coming, but critics argue it's selective prosecutions. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Is this accountability or just politics? Let me know. So Democrats immediately cried foul. They say this is nothing more than a political revenge, pointing out that DOJ under Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel has been aggressively pursuing former Trump critics because they lied to Congress and the American people. I think it's pretty worthwhile. Meanwhile, Republicans say it shows no one is above the law. And Pam Bondi better make sure this sticks. That's all I have to say. And then bring out those Epstein files. This is where it all changes for them. Remember, Comey played a central role in the Clinton email probe, the Russia investigation, and the firing that led to Robert Mueller's appointment. And the irony Comey now is facing obstruction charges himself is quite hilarious, actually. Internationally, the indictment is making waves. Russian media mocked America's justice system. European leaders expressed concern, warning that the Republic's institution may now appear politicized, like they haven't been for 20 years. And public opinion here at home is sharply divided. Polls show most Republicans support the indictment, and most Democrats oppose it, shockingly. And independents are split down the middle. Some legal experts are calling it abuse of power. Others argue perjury and obstruction are serious crimes that demand accountability. You think? And no matter who you are. So if you got value from this update, please tap subscribe. My opinion is next. Yes! Finally! And here's my thought on this indictment. I wonder how you guys think how I'm going to think about it. This represents something much bigger than James Comey facing consequences for his actions and lies. This is about restoring faith in our constitutional republic after years of watching a weaponized justice system target conservatives while protecting the political elite. The American people are tired of the double standard. They're tired of watching good patriots get railroaded while deep state operatives write book deals and collect CNN contributor paychecks. This indictment sends a clear message that those days are over. And President Trump promised to drain the swamp and restore accountability to our federal agencies, and today's indictment proves that he meant every single word. And our republic works when we have leaders brave enough to enforce equal justice under law. So stay vigilant, patriots. This is just the beginning of holding those people accountable for what they did to our country. And they also need to repeal the Propaganda Act. They should do that quickly.